Oh, sorry. I was just going to say something that I think is important to keep in mind for coalition building is that we're always conscious that the voices of those who are directly impacted are always centered. So obviously we need everyone to participate and advocate for systemic change. There's room for everyone at the table, but I think that it's important that when we're organizing and when we're, you know, working for change, that we are centering Black voices and experiences, and that we are making an effort to listen to those who have directly experienced the impacts of discrimination. So that's just kind of something that I think is important to keep in mind as we do this work.
When you're talking about everyone at the table, that the police are also people. And so on a grassroots level, to actually have a conversation, learn the chief's name, have them learn your name, have that conversation, and appeal to, you know, the humanity that's in each of us. So the very things that the protesters are demanding, those attributes also exist in these individuals, the police. So it's not just the police department, it's these actual individuals. And so those conversations of listening to their perceptions of the communities so that they actually are knowing you as Lori and not as a 50-something-year-old Black woman, right? That perhaps might think twice when acting, or perhaps speak up. This is towards coalition building. So then you get to that point of relationship where they're more amenable to be at the table when you're discussing issues. But that needs to happen first. That relationship building is critical, you know, on all levels, and anyone can do that. Any citizen can do that. An event just happened, I think yesterday in Shaker, where the Shaker police ended up playing ball with a group of kids, right? And this is very powerful. You hear those kind of things happen, you know, dotted throughout the country, and it always makes that special interest story. Probably happens a lot more than what makes the news. But to capitalize on that and talk to them, not necessarily the beat cop on the street, but make an appointment and meet the lieutenant or the chief, people who can affect change, and listen, and then hopefully you can have a dialogue to just get to know each other, one another first. So I think that's critical in any relationship. I mean, any forward movement. It can't just be an us and them. You need to give them a face and give a name and understand their perspective. And they will listen. I am married to a law enforcement officer. And so if you can imagine, just through the years, we've had several different conversations, and most recently with what's happening, to get the perspective of the culture, that cop culture, which is alive and well. But even putting that aside of just talking to a police officer as a person, as you want them to do. You know, and he says 10 times out of 10 times, unless you're really dealing with someone who really shouldn't be a police officer in the first place, other than that, you can appeal to the humanity and have a decent civil conversation of just getting to know each other, especially when you're talking about kids, what their activities are, and just kind of humanize them.